Hey Cappy, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing good, having a good day. I'm going to check the present energy, see what wants to come out. Look at the past, future, how you see yourself at this time, external influences, hopes, fears, and overall outcome. If this does resonate, like, share, and subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated. Happy birthday for those of you that are celebrating. We've got the full first card out. The advice is to keep following your gut. It feels like you've seen this new beginning for some time. It's like you set out to pick a path. It feels like you could have had this crossroads energy. It's like seeing your own success. Knowing you're successful before you actually become successful. But you knew that it all came down to taking a leap of faith, taking a risk, going down a different road, doing something differently than you had done before. It feels like it wasn't a case that you didn't believe that something was going to be successful. It was more of a case of having the courage to move in that direction regardless of how you felt about it. You've seen what you want, you know what you want. It feels like there's been a lot of lessons, heart-opening lessons. That's led you to have the courage to take this leap of faith. Yeah, the world. Clarify. Hanged Man. It was like a rough ride, like you've been slowed down, had to sit through painful things you didn't want to have to slow down through. Instead of seeking distraction, it's like you've had no option but to sit and face something head on. So that you could close out some kind of cycle, some kind of karmic cycle. The Devil, future energy. One more. King of Swords. Queen of Swords. It feels like releasing shame, standing strong in your truth, owning your truth. That thing of it's like, no one can make you feel a way about your life, about your path, or about whatever it is you're doing if you own your own truth. And it feels like that. That maybe there's some things from the past that you once fought to accept. Maybe things you've done, maybe things that you've been involved in, or just decisions that you've made. Maybe you didn't think very highly of certain decisions, but it feels like shifting your perspective on this. Seeing that everything happened for a reason. Queen of Cups. It feels like how many are judged by society for doing things that are not seen as proper or some kind of shame. And it could be to do with anything. It could be to do with decisions you've made when it comes to work, decisions you've made when it comes to family. It could be in relation to sex. It feels like something that like society would judge, a road you went down, something you did, maybe many things that you've done, certain situations you've faced. It feels like things that people would keep behind closed doors, or that would stay in denial about something. It's like fully opening your heart about your truth, owning your truth. This may be to do with your purpose. It's like by owning your truth, you give people permission to own theirs. It's like maybe something you once felt a way about, something you've done, or a behaviour, a habit, whatever it is. That finding this love for yourself, regardless of your humanness, it's like it's going to put you in a position where you can guide others to see the same in themselves. And this could be in any way. It doesn't have to be so... It's like just the acceptance for yourself. Maybe it's not so direct, but just how you treat yourself. Like we show others how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. It feels like just by how you're treating yourself right now, by how you're loving yourself, it's giving people permission to do the same. Even if they're walking a completely different path to you, even if the things that they're fighting to accept are different to yours in a complete contrasting way, there's something here about you being able to liberate others, or helping others to liberate themselves should I say, because of how you've liberated yourself. Feels like your intuition's your best friend right now. Hello, the Sun on 7 of Cups and the Fool. Best you can do is like keep doing you. Don't feel away for that. It's like you need to walk first. Maybe it is to show others that something can be done in a certain way. For those of you that you're the only one around you that's moving how you're moving or doing something different to how others are doing it. It's like keep in that same energy. It feels like you've really mastered the masculine. You could be a mirror to others. It's like shining light on others. It could be making others feel uncomfortable because it's like revealing parts of their shadow, triggering others. It doesn't feel like this is intentional. Some of you could have been frustrated with this. It's like you don't want to be that mirror. Maybe there was a period of time with that. It feels like there's some acceptance now where you're just like, this is what I'm here to do. Not taking things personally, in terms of people could be blaming you for making them feel uncomfortable, like you've intentionally done something. But it's like, oh, you just know that that's you. Even some of you, it's like certain actions you could be taking that you don't even realise. It's like, this is just an example to get the kind of point across what I'm trying to deliver, but it's like, say things keep going wrong, or it's like people see you as clumsy, things keep getting broken in the home or at work, or something keeps happening. It's like mistakes that you're making. What's coming through is happy little accidents, Bob Ross. It's like there's no accident here. People could see you as accident prone, or it's like you cause some kind of destruction, some kind of, like when you're around, things start shifting for others in a way that maybe isn't comfortable. And it's like, maybe you've been blamed for this, like you're a bad omen or something like that. But it feels like everything is exactly as it's meant to be, that these accidents, things going wrong, whether it's something getting broken, deleted, or whatever it is, you throwing off someone else's schedule, not intentionally, but just things happening when you're around. It's like, you could have blamed yourself for this for some time. Some of you could have even put yourself in a period of isolation. It's like protecting others from your own energy. This isn't your energy. This is their energy. It's like, if you're fully in your heart space, how certain energies can feel irritated by that. And even in terms of things that need to be dealt with, it's like things go wrong as a message to show us what way we need to go. If something breaks in the home or at work or wherever you are, a lot of the time it's because something else even more so intense is going to go wrong. So it's like by something happening, like say there's a leak or there's like a tiny little drip. Maybe you did something to cause that tiny little drip, but little did you know that if that wasn't fixed or this wasn't highlighted, that there was going to be a flood some weeks later. But by that little drip and by you being the one to create that little drip, it's like preventing a bigger situation. It feels like this is how it comes across to other people in their lives. For some of you, wanting a mutual friendship, or it does feel like friendship, like wanting a mutual friendship or to be appreciated in the same way as you appreciate others, whether it's to do with work, just acquaintances, whatever it is. Feels like that's not there. And it's not there because your understanding is different to somebody else's understanding. It's like the reason why you're in certain people's path isn't necessarily for the reason why you'd like to be in their path, or why you'd want them to be in your path. Is that what I just said the first time? You get my gist. Wheel of Fortune. It's part of your destiny. It's part of who you are. Maybe what you're here to do. It feels like you could be seeing other people's roles, or maybe not even seeing it as other people's roles, but seeing it as other people's lives. That something isn't maybe as easy for you as it is for somebody else. But it's like, trust your path. And the more you accept this and accept yourself, the easier it's going to be. Like things are balancing out, justice in your favour. It feels like karmic justice, an end of a cycle. It's been a huge commitment. It's like showing you the way to commit to your purpose. The Empress, how you see yourself. The Empress coming out with the Nine of Pentacles. It feels like you're starting to realise that the way that you've always been, maybe from childhood, maybe whatever it is, it's like now you're starting to understand, seeing things clearly. That actually things that felt like they had gone wrong actually were perfectly right. Maybe even some of you, and this isn't going to resonate for all of you, but it's like things that you felt that had happened as some kind of curse. It's like now from your perspective, it's like you've chosen this, 222. You actually chose to experience certain things. It feels like you're aware of this, you're understanding things, that there is no accident. There is no accident. You didn't just survive something, you mastered something. For some of you, it's like coming out of that victim mindset. Something you once thought you'd be successful in, or a gift, a hobby, a talent, a skill, whatever it is, something you once wished to do, something you once wished to create, a job you once wished to have, whatever it is, it's like something got in the way of that. You could have put something to bed in terms of saying, well, it's too late, it's over now, it didn't work, something didn't work out. But it's like there's an opportunity here. It's like the dream you've always had is the dream you still have, and it's your dream for a reason. Because you came here to experience this, to receive this. Certain things going wrong in the physical wasn't confirmation that you weren't up to scratch to pursue your dreams, or that something wasn't for you. But there were some lessons that needed to be learned so that things could go in a way that could prosper for the long term. In terms of stability, the way you've mastered your intuition now, and it's like the way you're going to continue to put this first because of understanding the blessing in having that connection, is going to change everything moving forward. It feels like no one can really tell you anything at this time. You know what's right for you, you know what's what. Things are being cut out. It does feel like a ruthless energy, like walking into a selfish era where boundaries are set, putting yourself first. It feels like this is necessary because of something or the amount you've been drained in the past. It's like you've needed to be this selfish to even be able to jump off this cliff and have this new beginning. Feels like you've never really, or you wouldn't have ever seen how much you've mastered your masculine energy until this new beginning opens up. It's like you're about to see your power for real. Not just masculine, it's like masculine and feminine. There's something here that's been mastered. It just feels like unconditional love, acceptance for yourself. For all sides of yourself, for all emotions, honouring all emotions, knowing nothing's good or bad. It's like, yeah, you feel how you feel. Not having to be happy all the time. It's like, especially in terms of the spiritual community, which what even is that? I don't even like. It's like even playing into the idea of the spiritual community as a thing, as a word, as a, like saying that as a group of people, oh, over here the spiritual community, is the most unspiritual thing you could say. Because it's like, what are you saying, that the people that are not in the spiritual community aren't spiritual beings? I'm not saying you're saying this, I'm saying like this is just something coming through, and it might be something about that. Like, it's okay. There's a lot of narrative out here that you have to be a certain way in order to serve. Like a happy, light, twinkly little fairy all the time, and it's like, it's not the case. Like, things are real out here, things are heavy. There's a reason for that. It's not going to be any good to anyone if people are living their best lives in fairyland but can't connect to the truth of things, the reality of things. It feels like you're able to really move through all things, all realms, all vibrations comfortably. Feels like there's been a lot to let go of, a lot to cut out, rising above the BS. Does feel like that energy of ascension. Yeah. It feels like a lot of work's been put in here. Hierophant again, 6 of Cups. Feels like healing generational patterns. Some of you, it may have meant having to run a family or become like how people say, like the man of the house. Or maybe this is just something you're preparing for, or it's like an independence about you. Feels like this is something you set out, again, the Hierophant, yeah. Something you set out to cultivate, the Lovers. Some of you, there's a choice to be made when it comes to finance. It's like things are happening to help you to heal your money, to clear some abundance block. It means starting from scratch. It's meant realizing how much you don't know. It feels like you could have viewed certain family members, certain friendships, and kind of had some kind of judging perspective about these things. Seeing these tower situations as a nuisance. Someone's getting in your way. Like, why is someone disrespecting you? Why is someone, whatever it is, disrespecting your boundaries in some way? It feels like there's been some realization, again, that thing of nothing's by accident, that somebody that's really been one of your greatest triggers, or that's really highlighted your triggers to you. It's like understanding that. And even seeing parts of yourself in this person, parts of them in you. Maybe this is a family member. It feels like somebody that you've had a hard time with in terms of being around, or somebody that makes you feel away. It's like you starting to see the generational pattern in something. 111. You're seeing the tower, or how past towers generationally could represent themselves. It feels like you've gone out of your way to tackle this, to heal this, to bring love to a situation. Really seeing somebody as it is, instead of like making decisions that you don't agree with. Because it feels like some of you judging somebody in terms of a way that you wouldn't have wanted to be judged yourself, but not even seeing that until now. It's like maybe you thought someone wasn't working hard enough, or someone wasn't doing enough, someone wasn't caring enough, and it was personal. But it feels like starting to see some kind of pain, some kind of generational pain that's within you, that's within others. It's like hurt people hurt people. Feels like you're starting to see somebody through the eyes of unconditional love. That thing of it's just people's nature. How can you be mad at someone for their nature, their true nature? Kind of like the animal thing. It's like animals respect each other's space. Example, the cat. The stray cat that come into my life some time ago, that is literally like my beloved friend. If I put, like when I put food out for her, certain food the birds eat, like there's different kinds of food, but one of the foods the bird will eat. And if the birds come up to the bowl before she started eating, she'll just chill. It's like, yeah, go ahead, guys. It's like sharing her food with the birds. She's sharing her food with the birds, and these are the same birds that if she didn't have the food, she was going to munch the bird. And it's like, would you be mad at the cat? Can you be mad at the cat for eating the bird? It's her true nature. But there's no greed there. There's still that love there, that sharing mentality that we should all have as humans. That grace, where it's like she will step back to let the birds eat. She's not protective over food that she knows she can get by just asking for it. It's like, there's something about that. Even to be real, like, I've never liked cats. I've always had this thing against cats. Again, my own shadow, my own issues, because a cat is not the cat's fault. It's my own thing that I needed to learn to see the cat as not this stereotypical thing that I see cats as, but as a being. And honestly, like, I'm the biggest dog lover and I would never rate a cat. But now, like, cats are everything. And the magic this little cat gives me is insane. But anyway, we're just chilling. And I've always been cautious of her. She's cautious of me. She's literally like my twin. Like, we have the same energy. We're not really on like friendly ones, but we're kind of just getting used to each other. And we always like respect each other's space. She's not like overly cuddly. I'm not overly cuddly. Like, I put the food down. There you go. Let's go. And then recently I started brushing her, stroking her, but still it's like respecting her space. Anyway, I was standing outside one day and she's just chilling with me, and all of a sudden I got a text come through and I literally felt my energy shift. It pissed me off. I was getting angry and I forgot she was standing there, and my vibration shifted, like my whole energy shifted. And as it did, I just felt this, I don't know, like a knife, it felt like, and her whole claw, like if you've seen a cat's claw, like right down to the end of the claw, like the whole thing, like literally like a dagger, straight through the top of my foot, through the bone. And I screamed. And my instant reaction, especially, like, it's a trigger for me, like even if somebody walks too close to me and I feel their energy pass my shoulder, it's like for a long time with like PTSD symptoms and things, it's like ready to rally. And at first I was so angry. I was like, this cat, the disrespect, like, I love this cat, I feed this cat, like I'll put this cat above anything. How could she do that to me? That's how it come up. It's like, how could you do that to me? And then it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have a fight with a cat? You wanna claw her back? And it's like, when you start getting into that place of anger and rage and frustration, you start to see yourself like as the observer and think how petty it looks to be in that petty mood. And when I was cleaning it up, it was like obviously bleeding and stuff, I was just thinking about it, like in shock, like she must not like me, like what is this? And it's like, it's her true nature. It's the cat's nature. Like, she felt my energy shift. It's not her fault my energy shifted. I shouldn't even be messaging who I'm messaging that I know shifts my energy. And it's like, there's so many things that could have been a reason for, even in terms of I had some other like injury. And even just by her doing that, it's like, maybe it was to send healing there. It's like, the more that's damaged, the more things are rushing there to help it. But it just come back to like her true nature, and it feels like somebody here could really piss you off, could really hurt your feelings, and it could feel spiteful. That's how it feels, like childish playground energy. But it feels like a deep wound, and you're starting to understand that this is just somebody's true nature. That it's not for you to change them. It's not for you to put yourself in their tower situations and take the heat from that. It's a case of you just accepting, no, it's not personal, no, it's not because they don't like you, and maybe they don't, but it's like, it's not because of you, it's because this is this person's true nature at this current time. This is where they're at. It feels like this could have really changed the way you look at things in terms of how people see a lot of dogs as vicious, or people see dogs as dangerous. It's like, if a dog's been in a cage or a dog's hurt, a dog could retaliate, could snap. Same with any animal. It's like, could react. And it feels like seeing somebody as that, how people would look at a growling pit bull and feel scared, or a growl, whatever it is, whatever breed it is, and feel scared. When actually it's just hurt. It's fear. It's like the dog's fearful. If you feel like you're going to be hurt, you're going to hurt the person before you get hurt. It's like setting your boundaries because of fear. How when people are scared, like they'll raise their voice, or if they feel threatened, they'll raise their voice, they'll be reactive. Because that somebody's reactive, you see them as that beast, a monster, whatever it is. But now it's like seeing that person's wounds, seeing that actually all they really need is love. And it's like it's like a realization that it's not your place to rehabilitate anyone or get bitten for the sake of somebody else's feelings. But it's like freeing yourself from this feeling that something's personal or that you need to change to make this person like you. It's like there's not anything you can do. It feels like a huge acceptance of that. Yeah, justice in your favour. It feels like you wanted something to be balanced out. And it's not balanced out in the way that you wanted it to balance out. It's like the way you would have wanted it to balance out. The way you would have wanted it to balance out is coming through like for someone to change their ways, whether it's family member, romantic partner, friendship, whatever it is. It's like wanting someone to balance themselves out so that things balance out. And it feels like it hasn't gone down like that. Like actually the way for it to balance out is just for you to let it go. 10 of Wands. It's like there isn't anything for this person to balance out, but for you to balance out, it's like let go of the weight that you can't change what you have no control over. A lot of energy that's been fed into this dilemma or some kind of drama, some kind of stress is now being invested in your own dreams, in your own desires. And it's like there's going to be a huge shift in the physical because of that. It feels like this could be bringing some anxiety because you never thought you'd ever have to let go of this thing 222 that you realise you now have to let go of. Whether it's a concept, an idea of a relationship, acceptance that someone is the way they are, whatever it is. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. It feels like fighting to hold on. Waiting for somebody's intentions to change. Waiting for somebody to... It feels like this is still here. It feels like there's an acceptance mentally that something's done, that you can see the only option here is for you to do what's in your own control and let something go once and for all. But it feels like this hasn't been done yet, that you're right about to do it, or this is happening at present. But it feels like it's coming in waves. Coming in waves of anger, acceptance, It's like you don't just maybe have to forgive once. It's that thing of we have to often forgive millions of times. It's like just keep coming back to that. Just focus on moving forward. Yeah. Trust that even this is like part of your evolution. Not that it makes anything easier on a human level. But it's like time to go within. It does feel like it does feel sad. It does feel like a sad energy, having to accept that something's over. Whatever this is. That I'm seeing someone leaving a town they've always lived. It's like closing the door, moving out of their home. It's empty now, they're turning the lights off and it's like walking away. Sad music playing. Leaving a world behind. Something's being left behind that's been close to you for a long time, whether it's a way of working, a person, a family dynamic. Something's completely closed out and it's like you're having to choose to walk away from something that you actually love or you actually care for and jump in a different direction. You know what, it's like you've had this message, you've had this gut guidance, but it's clear that from this energy, why it's taken so long to actually physically make the decision and move forward. Horse, card of power. '52, the Black Panther. Feels like it's time to go into the void, to take your power back. The way you're going to be coming out of this situation it's like no one's ready for this. It feels like you know that you're about to have a huge transformation, a huge breakthrough, that your life's about to look completely different. A remembrance of who you really are. You can't be told about yourself because the way you know yourself. It's like go into the dark to find the light, the Black Panther on the sun. And with the Hermit, with the light in the dark, it's like, yeah, balance. You're not who you thought you were. The world. A brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction. A journey that's now complete. It's a very abundant energy. There's a lot of blessings coming in. It feels like you're about to do something monumental that you're not even... It's like you can tell you're being prepared for something, but the way you're about to evolve, the way you're about to transform, spiritually, physically, emotionally, it feels like a new lease of life, a new chance at life to do something completely different based on what you've learned, based on what you've experienced. I'm going to leave it there. If this did resonate, like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon. Sending so much love.